Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to another Ace in the Hole. Sorry, I know I'm kind of starting off a little bit jaggedy. We always run a high production fucking show here, but yeah, a little bit out of whack. Hold up, me pop that up. Booyah. Nope, not it. Booyah. Jesus Christ. I am not prepared. I fucked that up. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. Oh, I'd love a drink right now, but I can't. Oh, how's it going, everybody? Ooh, how's it going, everybody? Ace Shinigami here to bring you another Ace in the Hole, episode 6. We're moving on in the numbers here every day, every week. We got it a little bit higher in the numbers. We will continue to bring you the best, the most interesting, the most hilarious, if we can. If we can come up with a joke, then yes, it's hilarious. Segment of the news of the week. Oh. Oh. Sorry, I had a yawn. I couldn't yawn off screen. My belly hurts. I may have eaten a little bit too many taquitos with some rice. Oh, my belly is not agreeing with me. It was good. It was good, but my stomach's just like, nah. Not today, my friend. You did not win in this case. No, so I took way too fucking long to start the show. I won't lie, this one might not be a full hour as we did last week, but that's okay. We're gonna try and cover these topics quick and fast so that way we don't waste anybody's time. Oh, shit. More fucking. Ah, goodness. Hold up, let me see. I'm telling you, I'd love a drink at this moment. Damn. Ah, here we go. What we got? Oh, no, that's an old article. I think it is just Reddit that I can find these on. That's sad. Not the one I wanted to see. Hello? Does it not work? Yeah. Again, a high budget show, I know. Not really, but whatever. Oh, can't stop fucking yawning. Gotta stop. Okay, fuck it. Let's just get into the topics of this week. Be short and sweet with some of these, all right? For one, the Acolyte episode 5 has unveiled and came out on Tuesday. Supposedly, telling us that we would have some very riveting lightsaber duels and other things like that, when in turn, we didn't get that. Maybe a little bit of it, but there was still too many times when you're watching it where you can tell people are waiting for their turn to go in on the choreography. It's just like, whoa, oh, I'm gonna jump in here. Okay, like it's just, you don't need to do all that fucking silly nonsense. Okay, it's either jump in, get into the fucking fight, and actually make it look realistic, like John Wick, right? Like those people, they make it look fluid as fuck, right? You know, you see John Wick, pow, 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 knife, something, right? Throw him out fucking building or some shit like that. Like he makes it a fucking effort to point out that it's not just, all right, everybody, I'm waiting for your turn. Let's go, right? Like, no, he's clearly being like, hey, this is gonna look as natural as it can, right? And as it is, when you think about how many times it is when someone is jumping someone, it's not like everybody can necessarily pitch in at the same time, right? Someone's got to go, all right, kick when they're retracting their foot, kick the next person, punch, whatever, right? Like it's kind of like a rhythm you got to get into, right? Like pa 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 da pa da 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 pa, right? Like that's what makes it very fluid. And this one is just like Shink. Hold up. Let me bring out my sword. Again, I know this is fucking Star Wars. I got a master sword here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. But I mean, just imagine you got someone coming in going, what? Okay. Hold it. What? Right. And then, yeah, yeah. Right. Like, if I'm expecting someone to fight, if I'm expecting someone to fight me, it's just gonna be relentless attacks. Like, oh, oh there we go. Captain America falling. My bad. Oh, Sauron. That's a lot of dust. Shit, maybe got a little excited there. Ooh. Next time I'll bring out the glove. But yeah, you got people coming out there. It's just got to be relentless fucking attacks, right? Just going shit like that, right? Make it believable. But what we had gotten was a little bit of a far cry from that. There you go. Where there was too many pauses, too many waiting for this person to do something until we actually got a attack. Swig of water for the working men. Beautiful. But yeah, um, there were still too many key points in the show that had me being like, okay, this kind of working, but not really. The choreography was a bit off. Not to mention, the whole point of contention is where some of these people should be able to fight off and do well against an unknown named Sith or dark side user. I get that dark side users are supposed to be stronger than light in some instances, but the fact that so many of them were just so easily, oh, head cut off, stabbed, whatever, right, and then just incapacitated or just dead, uh, it started to kind of like lose the sense of immersion. And then when you have people like Yord, where initially he gets cut at the fucking thigh, so he's going to be a little bit handicapped. He's later able to run at full speed, basically back to the battle scene where shouldn't have been able to do that, and then ends up just dying to a fucking next nap. Okay, done. Um, those parts are where I'm kind of leaning on like, some of the people went out like a bitch, and then you got Jackie X23 that I like to refer to as, where she was able to hold her own to Kamir. And I'll admit, Kamir gave a pretty good performance with the source material or with the material he was given, his lines and just fighting choreography, right? He put his all in, right? And you could see the fucking muscles and everything he did to work up to the fucking intimidating stature that he had. But could have been so much better. Just so much. Fortunately, we did not necessarily get that. He was the best part of the episode. I will add that. But there is still a lot to be desired with how the fights turned out, with how some of the other characters reacted. Soul, May in particular, and also Asha. Asha probably wasn't as egregious, but she was still a very bossy character when it came to demanding Yord around, and then, you know, telling Soul, hey, don't kill him, even though he killed like 9 of or 10 of these other fucking Jedi, including X23 and Yord. No, don't kill him when he has him right there at the fucking throat, right? He's got him. Soul has him right here, like, and then Ash is just like, don't kill him, please, don't do that, and ends up having some fucking bugs. Some goddamn. And then in the last episode, she was sad that the bugs died or one of the bugs died because of Soul. And now she doesn't mind that the bugs fucking die to an evil person. So it's just like, and do you expect the bugs to kill him? What? Like, make it make sense, people, please. Maybe my stomach ache is getting to me a little bit more than I thought. I got a headache. Uh, Not to mention that, but some very missing key factors in that fight were definitely going on. And then when um, May should have just accepted, like, okay, I'll be arrested. No, she's fighting X-23 Jackie to basically not be arrested or whatever. It's just like in the previous episode, you said, I'm gonna turn myself in. And then all of a sudden in this episode, you're just like, nah, I'm gonna fight off. Wink, wink, throwing my fucking little my throwing knives and shit like that. So it's just like, make it make sense, please. And then I understand the choreography is going off of let's not use lightsabers or anything like that. But you people have the force. You have the ability to fucking chuck rocks and other fucking materials that are loose in the environment, right? If anybody's played Star Wars The Force Unleashed, you know how fun it is to just, oh, here's a barrel full of explosives. Yoink! Throw that shit at them. Oh, here's a person. I'm throwing you at the other amount of people there. Oh, here's a piece of building. Bam! Drag that down to you so I could fucking slam that on your face. Like, yeah, so many potentials for that. And right, I understand we don't have Force Lightning with these characters. I understand Starkiller is a very special Legends character because he's fucking OP as fuck. He was literally an apprentice to Darth Vader. But it's been shown, it's been given to us in other medias that, hey, if you have the Force, you're not just fighting hand to hand, right? You're going, oh shit, I could throw this thing at them. Yoink. Skadash. Skadoosh. You guys are taking in any kind of other, like, just environmental fucking damage you can, and then having to react like, oh, stop it. Don't let him hit me, right? And some of these people just getting knocked the fuck out by that shit. We did not get that, unfortunately, and would have served us a lot better if we had said things take place. Oh, that's all I'm trying to get across is episode 5 wasn't the worst. It was probably the best of the bunch, but there's still inconsistencies within this episode and even in like the fight choreography that shows they had potential to do good and they stumbled. Maybe no fault to themselves. They only had to work with the source material that was given to them by Leslie Headland, former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein. Never forget. But yeah, that is probably the main point of contention for me in this episode. Moving on from that point, because I only really brought up this fucking thing so that way you can have at least something to look at. Not that. Let's go to Dr. Disrespect. Moving on to the next topic at hand. Ooh, buddy. Thank God I've never been one of the people to actually watch this band and been a fan. But if anybody knows and has been watching Dr. Disrespect for a minute, I feel bad for y'all that you might have supported this potential maps user or whatchamacallit, pedophile PDF file, you know what I mean? Now, let's read what he had to say. This came out earlier in the week, but I didn't want to make a video about it because so many other people already did cover it very perfectly, right? From Abba and Preach to Ruin Leon to Penguin to Charlie to just everybody on the internet was able to just beat the fucking dead horse to oblivion. So what all I'm doing is just kind of recapping what everybody's basically said. The main thing that I would say, the topic of contention here, is the fact that this man thought it would be a good idea to alter and edit this fucking statement 4 to 5 times. Now, mind you, when you try and edit a post, let me see if I could do it right here on myself. when you try and edit a post, if you're not verified, it literally charges you to fucking edit it. Let me see if I can do it. If it lets me at all. Promote? No. Edit? Fuck is it? Change who can reply? No. Where the fuck is it? I know there's an edit button here somewhere. Please, let me do it. Please, sir. Change who can reply? Nope, that's not it. Pin, highlight? Nope. Okay, maybe I can't do it here, but I could have sworn it fucking charges you to try and alter or even edit fucking post. This man did it like four or five times, right? That's not the main issue, but let's just read what happened. Oh, after I stopped fucking yawning, Jesus Christ, hold up. Ugh, okay. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there is no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with the guys on anything that I can be upfront about. I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I want to apologize to everybody in my community as well as those close to me, my team, and everybody at Midnight Society's game studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I, and we made the painful decision to collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families. I'd never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations, but sometimes lead too much in direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared. No crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear. It was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have been brought against me. Now, from the moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. I should never have it should never have happened. I get it. I'm not perfect. I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Now, with all that said, don't get it fucking mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no fucking predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me fucking knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. Fuck that. There's a different level of disgust that I fucking hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with the exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2022. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said all this sooner. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support throughout all the years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the fucking best community and circle. If any of these have made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you have always been greatly appreciated. But trust me when I say this, to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real life experiences, I don't give a fuck about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and think that I'm a piece of shit, that's fine. But I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight on my shoulders. They want me to disappear? Yeah, fucking right. So, that's what our Dr. Disrespect had to say about the whole situation. Now, I will have to say, it is pretty hard for some people, and obviously me as well, when you hear people say, hey, I'm not a pedophile, I'm not a predator. Usually leans on the fact that you probably are. A lot of people that having to say that usually have some fucking skeletons in their closet, right? Because when it comes down to it, any normal, moral, virtuous person doesn't have to go through those fucking lengths of being like, oh, let me make sure I don't talk to minors or be inappropriate or anything like that to get myself in fucking hot water. Not to mention that all the way back in 2017, he already was caught cheating on his wife. That should be the biggest red fucking flag of this ordeal in general. Because when you think about it, why are you messaging anybody outside of people that you know in a way that may be construed as inappropriate, or you're trying to have either sexual advances or even relationship advances in general? It's just not a pretty fucking picture. And I don't know why the doc would have it in his right mind to be like, okay, I'll message this person whether they're 17, 15, 16. It doesn't matter. The age of consent, I know, understand for some parts of the states, some of it is 16. I think one or two of them are 15, but most of them are 17 and then 18, of course, which is you're a full-fledged adult. So it's just kind of bizarre to kind of look at this whole situation and be like, what the fuck were you thinking, my boy? Where you thought texting someone inappropriately like this would be a logical course of action, especially when you've already been caught being unfaithful to your wife. And then now that you have a kid, oh, yikes. Speaking on personal experience, once you have those bonds made, you should only be tied down to one person and one person only. At least if you're trying to be a upstanding citizen, right? There's no real place for having 10 baby mamas and like 6 girlfriends or whatever the fuck you're doing behind closed doors. Like, no, you should be trying to do the best you can for your kids and not have multiple different kind of relationships in secret or in the dark. And it just, I'm getting a headache from this shit, but it blows my mind that this dude thought this would be an okay thing to do. Now, the other point of contention I want to point out is Twitch. You people on Twitch's side knew about this, didn't say shit. Some of them were over here trying to bring up, hey, come to my concert, and if you do, you buy a ticket, I might just spill the beans on why Dr. Disrespect was banned. What the fuck kind of like trying to get sympathy points or even just beg for a response is that? It just doesn't make sense in my opinion. When I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, these Switch people obviously had slight vendetta. I understand maybe some of them, as I've showed in my other Twitter stuff, where they literally hired a deer person, someone who thought they were a deer, on Twitch's fucking creative control stuff, right? It just make sense to me. But as far as this whole situation, right, the people from Twitch's side are just as responsible for this whole ordeal because they should have taken it to the authorities. Now, maybe there wasn't enough evidence to bring Dr. Disrespect into a criminal case, but it shouldn't be posted on social media days later or years later, I should say. And if you definitely knew about the reason for the ban, you should have brought it up back in 2020, not waiting a whole fucking 4 years for that shit, right? Just saying. That's my little piece of advice, but maybe you shouldn't have waited so goddamn long. And as you can see, there are definitely a lot of people that are just like, oh, ugh, come on, stop fucking yawning. To be honest, you should have been banned for using Twitch Whispers messages in general. Embarrassing. Fucking EDP over here with the, I was just coming for a cupcake. That's fucking Dr. Disrespect right now. I'm like, I just came for a fucking cupcake. Hmm? What the fuck you mean? Okay, you can't just say you were saying some stuff inappropriately to a minor and not have it be construed any other way. Oh, there was no pics. There was nothing exchanged like that. My sir, you still did something very egregious. You gotta own up to that shit. Same thing with this, looking at all the Twitch edits. Not oomph. Sometimes leaning too much on the direction of being inappropriate, but there's no but needed, bro. There's no need. We get it. You and Drake would get along. That's another good one. Uh, were there real intentions behind these messages? Absolutely not. Yeah, sure, my dude. Editing minor in and out of the statement is wild. Editing the tweet be like, I sure do hope my eggs doesn't crack. Yep. I got caught before I did anything illegal with a minor. Summed up for y'all. I like dogging his content, but unless you were lied to about their age, which I feel like would be mentioned, I don't see how these were casual mutual conversations about, and that's the biggest thing. Like, probably would give him some benefit of the doubt if he did not know, but that should have been stated in his in this fucking post that he made, right? Otherwise, people wouldn't be on it so goddamn hard because, all right, you didn't know? Okay, we get it that some people can pretend to be older than they are because, again, we've all been there as teens and stuff like that where you're trying to get into a website that isn't for you. And so you know, you make a older account that isn't actually your age because how can they really verify it, right? They're not asking for an ID and shit like that. Makes sense. But in this circumstance, when you're this kind of person, you're married, you have a kid, those kind of things should be brought up immediately for someone you have no idea who the fuck they are. It's called validating and making sure that you're covered. Basically, okay, this person is not underage. I should be able to talk to them. Um, I'm not trying to get into any kind of horrible situation that's going to be detrimental to my fucking career. That would have been probably the best case scenario, but you fucked up in that point because you were texting inappropriately to someone you did not know, whether that be a gag, or just acting or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You still did it. Okay. So either way, you look like a fucking menace of a fucking predator in that light. Can't ignore that. But I think that's all we can say. And Twitch is just as responsible as Dr. Disrespect is in this light. So moving on from that point, because I don't know how much more I can add other than that. Oh, I'm cold. Fuck this. I know I'm in Texas, but the AC in here is actually cold, so I'm living in a little bit of a winter wonderland. Oh, okay, let's get ourselves at the first looks of Superman by James Gunn. Sorry for the whole. Hold up, I want to get my fucking Infinity Gauntlet down. Hold up. Oh, I've had this bad boy up there for a hot damn minute. Time to bring it out for James Gunn. Oh yeah. Telling you, this is probably one of the most badass things I fucking got. Goddamn Infinity Gauntlet. That's for you, Dr. Disrespect. A good old Thanos middle finger. I'm telling you, it's probably the most badass thing I got as far as collectibles and shit. See? And we can push it. And obviously the fucking program I'm using for noise and shit probably isn't picking it up. But it's making all the mechanical noises. Let's leave it there for now. How about that? If it fucking stays, I bet you that shit's gonna fall. All I wanted was to have Thanos' gauntlet right here. Is it too much to ask? Apparently, I'm fucking up my goddamn mic over here. Oh well, we got that there on the side. But just covering what we got here from James Gunn. First looks on set. I will say, at least the suit is nice and bright, and he's got the underwear. There could be a little bit more edits done where possibly we don't have such bagginess in the outfit, because when we did see what you call it, Henry Cavill with the suit, that shit was nice and form fitting, right? When he had it on, he was just, you saw everything about him, right? There was no kind of left up to the imagination on that point. Swear to God, I hope no dust fell in my goddamn drink. Thanos, everybody. But ugh, before I fucking fall on my ass. Yeah, this is just a real quick get it done. I think it's not the worst thing we've ever seen, but I expect I expect the costume to look a little bit better, and especially when I keep on seeing uh clips from the animated Justice League and other movies, stuff like that from DC, and Superman always looks, you know, like a goddamn Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime with all the muscles, the physique, and the way the fucking suit, just sticks to his skin so goddamn close. I get it. It's a fucking cartoon and movie and stuff like that. But we had it with Henry Cavill where the suit looked just saturated a little bit more so it's not so dark. Unfortunately, we don't have that on this end. All right. But what else can we say other than James Gunn, please don't fuck it up. You have the keys. Do the best you can with what you've given, right? Because a lot of people are having crossing their fingers, like you're adding a lot of people to this movie that it really should just be a Superman movie. But please just make sure Superman is smiling. He's actually a good dude. He's trying to be an upstanding citizen. He's trying to understand his powers, or if he does have, or if this is a part where he already understands his powers, then make sure he's, being the protector of Earth, because he feels like, hey, they took me in when I had nothing, so I'm gonna protect this fucking planet with all that I've got. Please just make him be the hope, the idol, the role model that people have envisioned and seen before in Superman. So that way, he's not crapped on, basically. Skip from that one. Next thing we'll get over. No, wait, this one? Yeah, we'll get into some Deadpool stuff. Yeah, we'll get into Deadpool next. So, next thing that we've seen from Deadpool's trailer is Sabretooth, our bad boy from X-Men 1 and 2, I believe. Was he in X-Men 2? been a hot minute since I've seen that second one, but I remember he was in the first one. And obviously in X Men Origins, badass. Oh, what was that guy's name? Hold up, let's look it up here. X Men, X Men Origins cast. This guy, Leave Schreiber. That dude was a badass motherfucking Sabretooth, right? Just very menacing, very would talk shit and demean Wolverine in so many fucking instances, and just being like, huh, little brother, you ain't nothing. Whack! Smacked him halfway across the fucking room and shit. And obviously, he was more vicious and ferocious than Wolverine was, right? But it made a good fucking chemistry for Hugh Jackman and Lev, or Levi, Lev. I'm trying to say how the fuck his name is, but I apologize for butchering it, okay? Please. Right? Oh, I'm trying to hurry this up while my fucking headache extends further. As we go forward, Marvel has officially unveiled supervillain Sabretooth in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like I said before, Sabretooth played by Tyler Mane. This was from the X-Men 2000 film, the first one. It was a little bit more than Magneto's henchman, who had a brief scrap with Wolverine in the snowy forest. Now he's back in multiverse shenanigans over 20 years later, and he seems just as angry. Which, again, I think the best thing about Deadpool and Wolverine is that they will be able to make fun of so many things taking place in the current MCU as well as what was taking place in the Fox universe, because we need a little bit of levity. We need to like make fun of like, hey, this kind of didn't make sense, and especially when it comes to comics, yeah, we could have done better on that. So here's our iteration of this guy, and here's how we're kind of course correcting, or just let's just make fun of the fucking dumb shit that we were a part of. So that way, the next time it gets made, you can probably do a little bit better with it, right? So that's just how I see it. Which we call it, the long range forecast for Deadpool and Wolverine, front runners of the highest grossing film. I think I was seeing here. Where was it at? Scroll down, scroll down. I saw that it was projected to possibly make around right here. No. That was Deadpool 2016. Damn. I think it could possibly easily hit 132 million opening weekend. Reason being is, for one, like I said, it's making fun of everybody. Fox, Disney, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds himself. They're no holds barred basically on who is going to be affected by this shit, right? And the other thing that is the main thing is making fun of multiverses and Disney's strategy when it comes to the MCU, where we had a pretty good game plan up until Endgame, and then after that, we've just been kind of throw anything at the fucking wall, see what sticks, right? Um, there's definitely been a point where it's been a little bit oversaturated with the amount of crap being flushed down our fucking throats when it comes to Disney Plus shows, when it comes to movies that just lead nowhere, like Eternals, Black Widow, that should have been released way before, which should have taken place after Civil War for all intents and purposes, between Infinity War and other things, like Shang-Chi. They were mid. Whatchamacallit, what else came out after that? Obviously, you had the Disney Plus shows. WandaVision wasn't bad. That was actually a pretty good show up until the last fucking episode. Falcon and Winter Soldier, that could have done a lot better. I remember you could tell there was definitely a reshoot that took place because they ended up changing on like what they should have been pissed off about. Um, God, obviously Echo was a piece of shit. I fucking reviewed that earlier in the year. Oh my god, I'm fucking trying to remember this shit. Miss Marvel didn't do the best. Secret Invasion should have been a movie instead of a fucking goddamn TV show, but they fucked that up. Next other thing was the Marvels, right? Captain Marvel's second movie, which was supposed to be Captain Marvel's second movie, ended up just being an ensemble film. Yeah, that kind of didn't do what they projected it would, right? Things like that. But definitely, yes, there are some of these movies here that possibly can contend with it. Looking at you, Despicable Me 4, but the fact that it's 2 weeks. Let's see. Despicable Me comes out on the 3rd. Deadpool and Wolverine come out the following week. So they have a week ahead of it, but I'm pretty sure that Deadpool and Wolverine has a lot more of a leg up on that front because yes, it's rated R, but it's going to be at least a little bit more visceral, a little bit more action packed that gives a bang for your buck, at least as far as rated R films. The only other rated R film that might possibly contend with it is Joker 2 later on in the year, but don't hold your breath for that one. It's not going to be on the same levity, the same comic scale as Deadpool and Wolverine, especially with the cameos and the amount of set pieces that they have going in this one, and obviously possibly being Ryan Reynolds' last film to be Deadpool, right? And also Hugh Jackman's last iteration of Wolverine. So all points of contention at that point. Moving on from that point, like I said, I don't have much to talk about this fucking week, even though we're already rambling on to 40 minutes. Kevin Feige says the Fantastic Four is a period piece and shared filming starts date. I was hearing that this is going to basically be a parallel universe, a different multiverse that we're seeing, and then will be eventually tied into the pre-existing original MCU timeline. Obviously, that's the point. Was just like, why can't it just be tied into the original MCU universe? But that's probably the main thing that is just kind of annoying about the Fantastic Four at this point. Besides Pedro Pascal being played again as someone that I would rather not see him as, being Reed Richards. It's like we had the perfect casting with John Krasinski. Maybe he didn't have the most enthusiasm for Multiverse of Madness, but he probably read the script and was just like, "This is all I do. I die and get turned to spaghetti by Wanda." Yeah, no thanks, guys. I just that's just where I'm kind of looking at like, no, no, y'all fucked up on that point right there. If the thing actually looks like this, okay, okay. Like other than that, everything else seemingly could be well off. But again, I don't hold my breath for this film. I don't know how well it'll do. Not even being able to project the minimal opening weekend. I'm not even gonna fucking take a jab at it because until we get closer to when it releases and just test footage, teasers, and other stuff like that, then I'll be able to put a little bit, pen to paper what my thoughts are. But right now, I don't know. Okay. So we'll end it off there. Final thing I want to talk about was as from heel versus babyface is leaving the FNT, Friday Night Tights panel as a co-host. Now, many, if anybody, has watched Neurotic and FNT. This was a very nice Friday show that goes on every single Friday. Previously was taking place back in like earlier in the day, but obviously with time, the different goddamn my fucking brain trying to think of this shit. With the different time zones, got harder for Az to actually be able to do it. This many years going on, right? 4 years is a lot of time to take place. 52 weeks each year, and that's at least once every 52. Once every week at a time where when FNT ends for them, or as it's already the morning, so it's Saturday. It's not even Friday night tights. It's Friday morning tights. Basically, our boy Az has unfortunately decided to take his leave. It sucks. It's sad, but
last night was my final Friday night tights, and it's time for the truth to come out. I'm sick and tired of holding it in. Hi everyone. This is my final Friday Night Tights.
Oh.
After 4 years, 3 months, 4 months, as the only person who does this show on a Friday night, I've done this week going out on a hike, and it's quite poetic actually, because when I first ever appearance on this show was with Critical Drinker, I was actually a guest with Critical Drinker, and so it's pretty apt that. I know. Don't get emotional. Well, it's all right, man. Look, he even took his glasses off for that moment.
Big deal.
So it just felt, it's kind of poetic. I didn't just see Drinker on today. When Gary, Drinker's on, that's it. I'm done.
And I said, okay.
Anyway, yeah, all right. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, but I might, who knows? I could be returning as a guest at one point in the future or whatnot, or if I decide that the UK is getting so bad that I come across to Texas, then if the time zones are better. So as you heard, I joked with Gary that because Drinker was on and I was on with Drinker the very first time, it was time to call it quits, and Gary just went, yeah, okay, do it.
Again, he's obviously just joking or whatever, but it is going to be a sad and somber Friday Night Tights without our boy Az. Always been able to give good rants, good opinions, and insight when it comes to the British side. Yes, we're going to have Disparu on, but for me, this hits a little bit harder because I've known Az, or haven't known him personally, but I've been watching his oh my God, excuse me. I've been watching his content since, I want to say, probably 2013, back when he was making WoW content, and then moved away from WoW content, obviously, because Blizzard was just being a piece of shit company. And then eventually made his way onto being just talking about the pop culture stuff, things from like Doctor Who, Lord of the Rings, anything that was basically being popular at the time. And it definitely sucks when, and obviously his big his big moment that he had last year when he was talking shit about Starfield, and guess what? Ooh, Starfield wasn't necessarily the best, right? So it sucks to see someone, for me personally, who I've seen for so many years, and then he became a part of a group that when I found them out, I only found out about Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, and all of them. I want to say the beginning of 2023. So I haven't really known that long of these people, but just watching them for a whole year now and getting accustomed to them, how they joke and other things like that, I'm just like, this is my part of the internet. I definitely love it. It kind of feels kind of like a slice of life for me personally when it comes to, making crude jokes, making fun of each other and your friends when you're just being silly and stupid. I know definitely we have that dynamic in my own personal friend group with my friends Slade, War, JoJo, and stuff like that, where we just kind of talk shit. Oh, he's a bitch, whatever. And then, when they leave, or you're like, all right, man, good night, bye, peace, see ya. And then when they leave, the guy's a bitch, right? Just being boys, right? It's definitely going to be a sad send off, but as I salute you, thank you for all the years. Thank you for all the content you've given us. I'm not going to stop watching you, but as far as Friday Night Tights, it's sad to see you go, man. It's been wonderful, and just good luck to your future endeavors, right? With that being said, though, I think we've ended off on a good note. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Ace in the Hole, episode 6. Is it episode 6? Let me double confirm with everybody. Episode 6. This has been a wonderful show. Thank you all for watching. If there's anything else, please leave it in the comments down below. Give it a like, share, comment. And with that being said, I will catch y'all next week for another episode of Ace in the Hole. Until then, we will have another video possibly out Monday. Yeah. Ace Shinigami signing out. Have a good morning, good evening, good night. I think I already said that, but it's been wonderful. Adios.